right before I started this video, it was CNN, I believe, or whatever, and Blondie, who has to defend everything Poppy T says, I guess he said somewhere along the way to cut back on Christmas toys. That is his response to the economy being poor. Cut back on Christmas toys. Duh. Oh my gosh. I mean, it's just hilarious. It's comical. It is comical at this point. I'm so glad not to be her. Not to be her. Seriously. Somewhere along the way, many people have just lost completely, like, their rocker and their integrity. Completely. It got lost a long time ago. But anyways, I uncovered a lot today. I'll tell you that. I did indeed. And I'll be getting into little tiffs with my ChatGPT. We be getting into some little arguments. It's funny. I know how. See, that's the thing with me. I know how to use my resources to my benefit, even when they work against me. And so you can say what you want about AI and this and that. I'm not a big fan of it, but I definitely know how to work around it. I'll tell you that. And that's it with all resources. I'm a very resourceful person. And I'm very resourceful when it comes to just understanding the system, because I've been so ingrained with recognizing the reality that surrounds me and the grooming that so many people have put in efforts to groom me to be something I'm not. Like, do you ever feel like they're trying to groom you to adopt a certain mindset, adopt a certain culture, adopt a certain religious belief, adopt, a certain type of path? And it's just, it's crazy. It's no, you don't need to adopt and be groomed to be anything outside of yourself. All right. No matter what kind of bait they dangle in front of your face, it's most likely going to be money. And if that's important to you, by all means, walk that path. But for some of us, it's not. Our conscience and our integrity and our dignity and our faith and our grace and making our Father happy and truly recognizing what Jesus did on the cross and not step on people and not do cover-ups, not be a part of XYZs and not do all this stuff. It's important to us to not do that because we care more about our consciousness and we care more about people, not just ourselves. So many people get ingrained in just a personal thinking of themselves, and I've just never been that person. Never. People's actions and lack of actions is evidence with intent when dealing with cover-ups and systematic abuse. This is legally accurate. My ChatGPT agreed with me after we got into a little bit of an argument. He finally agreed to me. We got into a little bit of an argument and he agreed. And I was like, dang, that is a plus for Amanda to get that statement is legally accurate. I was like, well, how about that? Let me reread it. This is what I said. All right. This verbatim. This is what I said. People's actions and lack of actions is evidence with intent when dealing with cover-ups and systematic abuse. All right. So take that, spin that, run it. So I would like to touch on a couple of things. All right. I'm investigating whether there are undisclosed corporate relationships and shell entities and misrepresentation of compliance issues connected with prior employer. Because I went down the rabbit hole today. I did a little bit of research, and I'm just scratching the surface, quite frankly, to just understand the mindset of the people that I actually was working for that decided to wage this war, this little said silent war, right? And again, if anything I say is not true, come say it to my face. Come have a conversation with me. They will never do that. They won't do it. I look forward to the day that actually does happen, if it does come to fruition. And again, I'm talking about anybody of my past, present, or future. Anything I say, by all means, I'm here for it. I know I'm not always right. I don't want to always be right. I'm wrong half the time. But I'll tell you one thing, when it comes to my intuition and my discernment and my inner knowing and my faith and my spirituality, we could go down the list. I don't play. I do not play. I don't question it. I've been through so much. I've seen so much. I have. And I just see what money does to people and what greed does to people when they get a taste. They go a little crazy. They go a little crazy. All right. And I've seen it happen so much. I've seen it happen in my family. I've seen it happen with friendships. I've seen it happen with my employers. I mean, I've seen it. I've seen it. And so that said, okay, my said and previous employers, they have over 30 companies in the state of Florida between the husband, the wife, and the mother-in-law. 30. And that's just in Florida. That's in Florida. 30. Now I know that I'm not a business owner. All right. And I have no intentions of being a business owner. If anything, if I open up anything down the road, it's going to be a nonprofit. It's going to be a true nonprofit. It ain't going to be no TPUSA crap. It ain't going to be like that. But it will only be a nonprofit. That's what I will open. But I don't know if it's an adopted thing. When you become a business, you then open up a plethora of businesses, like 30 or so, right? And again, I know they have some in various states. I do indeed. But here's where it gets interesting. I went and I looked at some of the paperwork. I mean, the names are changed, the initials are changed, but it's the same people. It's the same address. And it's like, do y'all not check things? I guess not. You know, when it comes to opening businesses, you know, it's weird, right? Like, it's so weird. So then I went down the rabbit hole of looking at some of these businesses in their websites. Okay, first of all, one of them's non-existent, but it's out there, right? And it doesn't exist. A couple of them, actually. Secondly, a couple of the websites are just fake duds. They're fake duds, okay? And thirdly, one of them is very, very interesting. A coalition is in the name. Coalition is actually in the name of the business. Coalition. I've got my own coalition too. I do indeed. It's God and the army that stands behind me. That's my coalition. All right. But when I went down the little rabbit hole of that one, man, was that interesting? Wasn't that interesting? Because there's entertainment. It's a legislation type of ran company, and there's all kinds of interesting money going into it, and it is part of a Republican party. Imagine that. You know, I'm like, here we blow as it gets thick. You know what I'm saying? I mean, leave a little bit for other people. You know, this is what I'm talking about with greed. Like, it is absurd for 3 people to have over 30, 40, 50 companies. That's absolutely absurd. Again, this is just in the state of Florida. It's not even in other states. That's insanity. Why do you think they adopt that? Why do you think they adopt that type of thinking? Why? I'll tell you why. What do you think that's for? Come on now. You know? Golly, it's just absurd. I don't understand. What about me gave you the right to come after me like this? What exactly? And again, I know it's way bigger than just my prior employer. I know it goes far beyond that. All right, I'm well aware of that. Okay, everything inside my life since I started working for said employer is when things got really weird. With my ex-husband, the running of that, and then my ex-husband, I looked at his, I'm like, man, y'all are all just, whew. I would be down on my knees praying too. I really, really would. Who hasn't gotten burned? That came up today, you know? We live in a world now, everybody's gotten burned. We're getting burned by our own government. Poppy T's telling us to go light this Christmas. I mean, we're all getting burned. You know, grab a binky. Pull your pants up. It's just gonna get worse, you know? Grab some integrity. And don't let being burned stop you from rising, you know, and being a better person. People get burned and then they pour out negativity into this world. And it's just like, man, it was so important to me. It is so important to me to stop the negativity and pouring out negativity. I stand on truth. I stand on justice. I stand on freedom, free will.